is that yours truly came up on her IMO podcast, which she hosts with her brother Craig Robinson. While discussing the battle for the remote in her house with sports versus reality TV, she compared ESPN to Bravo and me to the face of the network, Andy Cohen himself. Take a listen to this.
This is where I want to educate my brother and even my husband who will be listening. Culture is king. You know?
Culture is king.
The truth is like they razz me about my love of reality TV and the Real Housewives. I watch it all.
You watch it all?
All of it. They think that sports is better reality TV. I was like, it's the same thing.
Are you aware of what a man's face goes through over the course of time?
Not fun.
There's drama in sports.
There's so much drama.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if I listen to ESPN for an hour, it's like watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That's
You
right.
know?
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. You know, I mean, StephenASmith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be.
Right.
It would be amazing.
So that's why
And she feel like the rest of us about Stephen A. You yelling like a granny a yell or an auntie a yell. Why you yelling like that all the time? Screaming at the top of your lungs. But we're gonna let Madam, speak.
like, what's the difference? It's just, you know, it's just sociological drama. I mean, the fact that people over seasons of working together still can't get along.
Right.
They still have the same arguments, you know, and it's not just women, but this happens in sports too.
Right.
I find it fascinating.
You know, it's the former First Lady in the United States of America. Somebody that I personally revere and believe to be the greatest First Lady in American history. That's my personal opinion, and I stand by it. Smart, very attractive, highly intelligent, very accomplished, wonderful values and morals. As far as I'm concerned, she's the closest thing to perfection I've ever seen from a First Lady in the White House. That's just how I feel about it. No disrespect to the great Nancy Reagan and, Jackie Kennedy and all these other folks in between. Barbara Bush, everybody else. It wasn't Michelle Obama, not to me. Okay? So, first thing I want to say is, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that you watched First Take. You tried to deny it, but you wouldn't know I'm so loud if you wasn't watching. Because you ain't making that judgment but just watching me once. You know you watch First Take. You know it.
Ain't nobody watching your ass yelling shit at the camera. Nobody watching you, Stephen A.
You know you know it. You know your husband watches it too. I appreciate the fact that I'm known in the Obama household. I'm touched by that. I actually am touched. Okay, so let me get that out the way first. Secondly, though, to your brother Craig Robinson, you know I got love for you, my brother. I haven't seen you in a while. All the best to you, my man. Can't wait to see you down the line. Number three, I would like to see you, Madam First Lady, Mrs. Michelle Obama. I would like to see you have some people on your podcast with dissenting opinions, dare I say. That would be nice. So they could have an opportunity to clap back if you say something. Just would be nice, I mean, I'm just saying. Fourth, Andy Cohen, ain't no shame in being compared to him. That's the face of Bravo. He created all those reality shows. He's a highly, highly successful individual. You understand? Who's beloved by millions of people out there. So for me to be compared to him, there's no shame in that. Okay? That's number four. Number five, however, with all seriousness, Michelle Obama, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that while you are revered by me personally, and I truly, truly mean that with the greatest sincerity, I'm still a bit salty at you. When you were campaigning on behalf of the former Vice President Kamala Harris, who I'll get into in a minute, by the way, and you were giving a speech, I believe it was in Detroit, if I remember correctly, but I'm not sure. It was in the middle of the day. It was carried live. You said a vote for Trump was a vote against you and a vote against y'all as women. I want to state for the record, I took major offense to that. Black men don't just love our black women. We revere y'all. You've practically raised most of us. Think about the most hardcore individual you can find who is a black man from the streets of America. If there is one person who can walk up to him and slap him silly and get away with it, it's his mama or his grandma. It's who we are. And to say what you said back then, I think to this day is the only thing that I didn't like that you said. I didn't appreciate it. Because there's so many things that go into deciding where your vote is going to go. For some people, it's all about the economy. For others, it's all about national security. For some people, it is immigration.
What if you could taste the movies?
We turned that idea into an $11.3 million business.
For some people, it's safety in the streets of America. Long before they think about pro-choice or pro-life. I'm talking about men. There's a reason why Trump got about 57% and Kamala Harris ended up with 42, even though Biden had won the young male vote 4 years earlier. Because life changes and other issues become more pertinent to people. Now, I voted for Kamala, even though I wouldn't vote for Trump. I wasn't excited about voting for Kamala either, particularly after I heard about some of the shenanigans that the Democratic Party was engaging in leading up to the election. But I'm talking specifically to you, Madam First Lady. You are not just beloved, you are revered. You are sensational in so many ways. I've been on the record on this show and many others stating, had you run for president, you would have beat Trump. I still believe that. If Trump somehow manages to circumvent the 22nd Amendment, which I don't put past him, and Steve Bannon and others, and he tries to seek a third term, I believe if your husband elected to come back, he would beat Trump. That's my personal belief.
Do y'all think that Michelle Obama have a chance against Trump? Do you think Obama will have a chance against Trump?
But you, who never was an elected official and never aspired to, could easily, I wouldn't say easily, but you could win an election. You didn't run. So this doesn't have anything to do with what you were talking about, how sports and reality TV mirror one another, even though we would beg to differ, because a lot of things on reality TV are made up situations and scenarios to provoke reactions and all of that stuff, whereas sports, that's live entertainment and you're actually competing against one another is big time. No, reality TV is not like that. You're so wrong about that assertion. But that's neither here nor there. I just saw this as an opportunity, since you brought my name up, for me to bring your name up and to tell you, while you are profoundly respected and revered by me, I adore and love practically everything about you and who you are and what you represent, what you mean to this country, what you mean to so many young ladies in this world. What an incredibly motivational and inspirational figure you are. You will never hear me utter a negative word about you, but I respectfully disagreed and still remain pretty salty about what you said about us. And I feel even more adamant about what your husband, Barack Obama, said when he talked to those men in Pittsburgh and implied that to not vote for Kamala is because we're engaging in some sort of misogyny. There are issues that matter to every American citizen. And to sort of blackmail us emotionally into trying to compel us to vote one way or another is part of what won Trump the election. Because that side of the aisle was able to look at the left and say, look at what they'll do to win. And y'all talking about him like he's worse. And in a lot of y'all eyes, he is worse. But that didn't make y'all clean.
And we're going to leave that right there. Oh, Stephen A. I don't think you should have did that, boy. I guess he waited till he got that 100 million. Then he want to talk. He want to talk Zaz. He want to talk Zaz. I don't know what's wrong with this nigga, man. Stephen A. got that money and he talking reckless. I don't know. Stephen A. You didn't attack the first lady like that? You attacked the first lady? I ain't gonna say attack. You sent the message to her? This nigga Stephen A. is a fool. You still a weasel, though. You still a weak weasel, Stephen A. You just trying to stay relevant. That's all it is. You're trying to stay relevant. You got to have some type of topic. No one watches your show like that, Stephen A. You might see a clip or two, but no one watches your show, Stephen A. Your show has fell off. No one watches SportsCenter, Stephen A. Just cut it out. Now, you might have some old timers that watch it, but no one really watches SportsCenter, Stephen A. Now, I do want to say that Obama was wrong for what he said. I don't agree with nothing he said when he had that little, whatever you want to call it, with them young men. I don't agree with that. But, you know you fucked up, Stephen A. You better get so much backlash for this. It's crazy, Stephen A. But, hey, do y'all agree with Stephen A? Do y'all feel like Michelle Obama was wrong for what she said? Y'all like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I don't understand Stephen A. All of a sudden, he grew up here. Stephen A. grew up here. But yeah, y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We the People TV.